Hey, what's up, grinders? I am Zard, and this week in Gems of War we have a Sword's Edge week. There's new epic trails, and there is a starry scrappy up for grabs for those who are interested. The main event this week is a Sword's Edge raid boss, and I think we're going to go straight over there. The event captain Dragon Commander has the usual double magic and earns a double score. The troop is Human Knight, and the spell Dragon Heart deals magic plus 4 damage to an enemy, and if they are a boss, it deals times 3, times 4, or times 5 damage based on the ascension of the troop. If the troop is epic, then it deals times 3 damage. If the troop is um, ascended to legendary, it will deal times 4 damage. And surprise, surprise, if it is ascended to mythic, it will deal times 5 damage. After the spell, she creates 5 yellow lightning gems. Could help, it could fill up Raven. Pretty RNG dependent stuff. Traits: Knight Shield, allied knights gain 2 armor. Armored reduces damage from skulls by 25%, and then the usual God Slayer trait that deals times 3, times 4, or times 5 skull damage versus bosses based on the ascension of the troop. So if you're using this up top and you're fighting only the boss, then the skull pokes are going to be heavy. There's also let's say a new weapon in the shop, King's Crusher, that explodes blue gems once again. So this is not the first, not the second, not the third, but a fourth Kingdom Exploder weapon that explodes blue gems. What is up, devs? For real though. But hey, it can be useful for new players, and actually it can be useful in many builds, to be fair. The Mana Colors suit pretty well. Um, yeah, this explodes blue gems and grants random status effect to all Sword's Edge allies and then summon a Sword's Edge troop. There's nothing that special in the upgrades. There is stunned, which is actually pretty useful. Stunned stuns the first enemy. Right. About the reward stages, in a perfect world situation, in a full guild, where everyone contributes equally, the average score is 56,667 points per player. So if everybody gets that amount of points, your guild will unlock all these reward stages. That is about 77 battles per user and just slightly over tier 2. But as tier 3 gives this new weapon, I think it's pretty okay idea to buy all the way up to the tier 3 if your guild does things equally. Right. If they don't, then somebody has to buy more. Right? Okay, let's check those teams then. So, the devs are getting trickier. They're using Web Spinner up top. Nasty troop. Little Toxin third rate deals triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies. Also, the troop has Snare trait that inflicts web when doing skull damage. This is pretty bad boy up top over here. So, how do we usually deal with Web Spinner up top? Well, normally it is a pretty good idea to actually use your hero up top and use some class that has an impact talent. For example, let's go and check Elementalist. Surprise, surprise. Their impact inflicts stun when enemies deal skull damage to me. So, as we also have a rock solid class over here that gains barrier when matching brown gems. So when we are using hero up top, we can pick brown gems, barrier ourselves, and then when the web spinner skull pokes us, he or she, I'm not sure, is going to get stunned and we won't get any damage from the skull poke because we are barriered. And that way, web spinner becomes pretty mortal troop. Let's say it like that. Anyway, here is the team I've been using over here. We are using the God Slayer up top. And not because of the third threat, but because I just want to quickly get the troop up and deal damage over here to the Taraski. Then we are using Queen Ysabelle, human knight troop that deals a damage to the first enemy equal to an ally's attack, and then gives magic +1 attack and armor to them. And then also gives 3 to 8 mana to all other allies than herself. Uh, the reason why I prefer this Ysabelle instead of, let's say, true damage troops like Ulf Harrigan is because these troops web a lot. So it's pretty annoying when your damage leaders are all overwebbed and you can't deal heavy damage to them. So because of that, we are using Ysabelle, who deals pretty heavy spell damage as long as your troop up top has some attack. And she does increase the attack, of course. If she gets webbed, then she won't increase the attack. But in either case, I think Ysabelle is the go-to troop in this raid boss event. And we're using Flail of Guard over here, one of those Sword's Edge Exploder, one of the 4. And this troop explodes magic +1 blue gems, yes, and grants random status effect to all Sword's Edge allies, and then summons a Sword's Edge troop. This has shielding, that gains barrier um, when you cast the weapon. It slightly helps, but of course, if the boss targets your hero, then it won't help. Sir Quentin Hadley gives Knight allies 50% start and converts purple gems to yellow, greens purple gems to yellow, and greens to skulls, and then deals magic +2 damage to 2 random enemies. Um, So the purple gems will be converted to yellow, which feed your weapon, and back to Sir Quentin Hadley, and green gems will be converted to skulls. And when you have cast Ysabelle multiple times on your tank over here, she or he depends on who is the tank. But in this case, she is going to have a lot of attack, and those skulls will deal pretty heavy damage to the troops over here. So, as I was babbling about how to shut down Web Spinner, this is a archer class and we don't have impact talent over here. Instead, we have Root Trap that entangles the first enemy. Then we have Norther's Aura that creates a leaf storm at the start of the battle. Also, we have Hunt that hunters mark a random enemy on extra turns. And also Fast gives our hero a 50% start. So we will have a 50% start all over the build over here, and we have a leaf storm, we have a way to convert those greens to skulls, and we have a way to convert purples to yellows, to get rid of those web gems, you know. And then we have a way to deal some spell damage even if we are webbed. And if we lose some troops, we can summon replacement with this weapon over here. Lots of jargon, let's go and try this team. So we're hoping the starting explosion fills up our troops and we have a quick fight over here. Okay, do we have extra turns? Nope, but we can start dealing damage with Ysabelle. And we are going to deal pretty nice chunk of damage over there. However, we haven't got rid of the web spinner, but look at that, plenty of skulls over there with Sir Quentin Hadley. Let's do that because we are going to get extra turn over there. Then we do this, and the Hunter's Marks helps a lot. I think that was about the extra turns. Then we cast our... Nope, there's one. Yep, we took that, and that's about it. Now we cast our Dragon Commander on Daraski and get rid of him. Then we can check if we can convert some purples to yellow. There's an alignment, and some greens to skulls. And I think that's a match. Yeah. Right. Let's do one more. I think there is Raven on the sides anywhere, anytime soon. Nope. Do we have... We don't have any extra turn conversions, but I think we are going to cast our Godslayer on Daraski over there. But then I think now we explode the board. Then we could just go and cast our Hadley to get an extra turn over there in the corner. Let's do that and that. Yeah. Maybe it's worth to try some different build when you are going further in this event. And I think I'm going to show this one. So, even though Archer has its benefits, when the enemy is going very high in the attack and HP levels, it kind of makes you think if you can loop uh, long enough in order to protect your troops. So I think we are going to try a little bit different approach with this build. So we are using Secrets of the Crypt. This is a Crypt Keeper's weapon, and this actually will be available tomorrow and tomorrow only. Pretty good weapon, steals magic plus 1 life from the 2 weakest enemies and then summons a random undead. And now we are using Elementalist with the impact talent and of course that rock solid. Uh, I really dig Elementalist because the harder the opponent, the more that Elemental Force third rate is going to help you when you take those extra turns and shut them down, so they can't skull poke you, and they are stunned and frozen, and so on. In order to get more reds on the board, we are using Court Gesture that destroys a row and column, so you basically pick a gem and then the row and column will be destroyed. And he will create 5 red gems boost by skulls destroyed. Every skull is worth 2 more red gems, so we want to pick a gem that has the most skulls in its row and in its column. Dragon Commander here in the third slot, and we are using Ulf Harrigan over here. That deals magic plus 3 true damage to 3 random enemies, and also can summon Ulf's mascot. If it happens that we lose our hero over here, we can at least summon replacement and try to survive the battle with the summons and our Godslayer over here. Alright, and we are using Elementalist class exactly for the reason that I mentioned, to get some more protection. Let's try this build. I tried this build with Sunspear, but it's kind of not ideal because even though you get lots of reds, once you kill the top enemy, the other ones are going to be free of the entangle and will deal some heavy skull pokes on your hero. So even if you get your hero buffed up, it probably won't help in the later stages. Let's try to get our troops going like that. And now we deal damage to the Deroski, and now we can deal some damage with Ulf Harrigan. They won't die, but the weapon will get rid of the remaining enemies. Little bit slower for sure, but I think it's a little bit safer as well. Let's see if we get some good gem matches from the starting explosion. Didn't look like that. We do that skull poke over there. Let's take purple. Now we are going to cast our Godslayer there. Oh wow, that was a nice lightning strike. Let's deal damage with Ulf Harrigan, and we cast our Secrets of the Crypt, and now we can demonstrate Court Jester over here. We have 2 skulls over here and 2 over here, so we are going to do this row and this column there, and plenty of reds. Our weapon is back up and we can finish the battle and steal some more life. There. Now we go check Underspire. I have a tricky situation over here. No idea where to go, except I don't go over here because that is probably a dead end. So anyway, I guess we just pick over here and check the first team. This is the team for these early areas. Pretty much a speed team. We're using Titan class to get 50% start. Storm Aura, Rock Solid, Lightning Strike, Fortitude. And we're using Ulf Harrigan, deals true damage, double version, and Sir Quentin Hadley that gives 50% start to our Harrigans. Because we don't have starting explosion and enchant, it's pretty good idea to, for the speed purposes, use this Ebon's hammer that explodes, tada, blue gems, and grants random status effect to all knight allies. Why I like this over the other exploders is because we have a dust storm, so when you explode those blue gems, the mana goes over here on the old Farragans, and the active dust storm can get our weapon back up. So we can spam more. Let's try this. And this is a speed team. We take that and that and deal some true damage over there. Right. Okay. For the early areas, when things get a little bit harder, I would maybe use this. So again, the debate goes on if Archer or Elementalist is the go-to class in these harder battles. We're using Flail of Guard, Expose Blue Gems, and Archer class for the same reasons as in that Raid Boss event, and double Ysabelle, and Quentin Hadley. 50% start to our Knights, and 50% start to our hero, and we have that Bullseye third rate that has a 15% chance for skull damage to be lethal. Again, greens to skulls, purples to yellows, and Ysabelle's buff up our hero, and increase the attack. I suppose you could do it this way as well. You could protect your hero, the summoner, and just beef up your Ysabelle up top, and I suppose we just try this, because the 15% chance isn't that frequent, to be honest. So we can just slap hero here in the third position. Let's try. Pick some yellows or reds, and then explode the board, and of course we take those extra turns first. We could take greens of course too, and start dealing some damage. We got a little bit of mana, now we can take those yellows, and actually Quentin Hadley will get rid of those remaining enemies. There. Oh wow, I was lucky. Forgot to do the drum roll, sorry about that. And we go and fight against a Gonetel. I'm getting better at this, you know. We take that. Explode the board. Now we don't have Leaf Storm because Garnetailing summons a Dust Storm at the start of the battle. We don't have extra turn with Hadley cost. I'm pretty sure about it. Yep, nope. So let's just take that over there and see where we at it now. We could take a Skull Poke over there. Wow, not very good amount of gems. Let's bleh. There. I'm very good at this talking thing. Let's explode the board, and that happened, and now we could take that and deal damage to you and you. And is this enough? If this, yes, it is. There. Those dragons don't have spell reduction. Anyway, this is probably the team I'm going to use. But it's a good idea to maybe swap to Elementalist at some point. Right. Hey, that's about it. The usual stuff. Comment, like, subscribe. As is off. Peace out.